good evening, and welcome to Girl Vibes right here on ETV Ghana. Again, it's going to be a night of exciting, a night of good education, and I know it's going to have good impact on you, especially to all my girls. In fact, today's topic, dear, you see mine. We have some promises somewhere in the corner. I can see one of my guests shaking already. In fact, we have some promises. And so today we are going to talk about all the promises and everything. We are streaming live on Facebook at ETV Ghana. Make sure you go there, click on the share button and share the link for me, okay? It's very, very necessary. So your friends and all your lovely people can get to share in with this information to learn and be impactful as well. My name is Mercy B, the one and only Akufi Princess. Today we'll be serving you with the Beauty Tips Kanketsi at Donko Next Level Premium Energy Drinks. And we also have Chana here. Yes, Chana Shito Papa. So stick with us. We'll be back to vibe more. Yes, welcome back from that short break. So you're still watching Girl Vibes right here. We are live on Facebook as well at ETV Ghana. We also live on HD Plus channel 114 and also live on Go TV as well. So if you have all those channels, you get to vibe with us and leave your comments. It's very, very important. Today we are talking about promises, the breach of promise to marry. Like I said, I have mine. I don't know about you if you also have yours. Dreaming about all those dream weddings, the big party that you're dreaming of, finally how to dance. In fact, she say America say yes, I said dancing moves because she has the promise ring on. Not just the ring, but we'll also get to know those verbal ones. Do they also work? I have with me here today a beautiful student lawyer. Yes, Sibel Love. Sibel, Akwaba.
Yeah.
Hey, my papa. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone made last year, right?
That was when we met. Yeah. So
you don't guys say.
Not that I've been a bit busy setting up.
Okay.
I mean, some side hustle.
Oh, that's great.
I'm now into some kente business. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So you're now an entrepreneur as well.
I will say.
Okay, she's also a PR expert, yes. And I also have our new panel, freshest, gang member of Girl Vibes. She's ready to give us all the education and all the information. Arenate. Hey, darling.
Hey.
I know you know this face, pa. You remember back in the days, Vice at one. Hey, you see her growing all over the places. But she's now into events. She's now, how do you call it, eventpreneur?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's great. How has it been when you started with the event?
No. It's been tough.
It's been tough.
But smooth at the same time. I mean, because it's the passion. And yeah, there's all that keeps you going.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So this year, is it happening? We'll get to talk about it. Don't worry, since you're here. But today we are going to vibe on a topic that personally, I'm so passionate about it, but I don't want to take it too personal. Since you're here and Siva was also here, I'll leave everything to you to give us all the education. Now, when it comes to, let me quickly jump into it quickly. Now, when we talk about breach of promise to marry, let me go to Siva since she is a law student. Siva, when we talk about breach of promise to marry, what does it first of all mean to you?
Yeah. So when we talk about breach of promise to marry, there are certain things we have to look at. So before that, let me take it from when you go to UK or other jurisdiction, the breach of promise to marry is not a crime that will amount to you suing the person for the court to order the person specifically to perform that duty or that promise, deliver it by marrying you.
Okay.
But before they can say there is a breach of promise to marry, they have to look at whether the promise has the elements of a contract, and if that can amount to a suit or a writ that you can take against the person. So when we say we talk about elements of contracts, we have offer, acceptance, intention to create legal relation, and capacity. They look at all those things. And when we say capacity, you have in law, let's say you have a particular age to involve in certain things. So let's say the normal age or the acceptable age by common law is that 21 is the age of majority.
Okay.
So let's say you go into a relationship with someone who is 16 years and the person promised to get married to you. Maybe a year later when you are 17, the person said, well, I want to walk out, and you
Okay.
still. Meaning you are not, when you look at the elements, capacity is out. So you are not up to
That
that level
age.
exactly
Okay.
to, I mean, go into such a contract, let me say. So breach of promise to marry happens when you are in a relationship with somebody
Okay.
and you promise the person marriage,
Okay.
and then maybe you breach that promise by deciding not to go ahead with the marriage or with the relationship anymore. That is
Okay.
where breach of promise to marry comes in. And when we talk about breach, we mean you making a promise and not delivering on it. That's basically what breach of promise is.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Let me go to Irene. I can see a ring in your middle finger, like just like mine.
No,
Is
no,
it just
no.
for fashion?
Just
or-
for fun.
Hey, the way you say
No, no, no.
But have you been promised before? Not just with a ring. I know verbally, a man can tell, like, just as beautiful as you are, you can be in relationship and then the person will, verbally tell you, oh, I would love to marry you. Some even just the very day that they meet you, they will promise you of marriage. Have you ever?
Yes. I mean, a couple of times.
Oh, not even once.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, we have a lawyer in the house. So before now, I had no idea that you can even sue somebody if things like this happen.
Okay.
Back then, it's more like, okay, it didn't work, so let's go our separate ways. I don't hold on to the promise you made to me concerning the marriage. We're trying to work things out. I mean, it's a partnership journey. So if one is falling short or one is not feeling the vibe or the chemistry.
I mean, I think my cameras are not capturing you. Well, can you, at least shift your hair, but so we can
okay.
see your beautiful face. And sporting your camera more so that we can see you.
Oh, okay, so that's my camera.
Yes,
yeah.
of course, that's yours. You see how you're glowing on TV. Yes, so let's go by worst.
Yes, so before now, I had no idea that if you promise me marriage and you fail, I can sue you. No, I thought it's more of, it didn't work. So we, on a mutual agreement, we part ways.
Okay.
No bad blood. I mean, I think that's the best
To
for
what
me.
point was the promise? Did you had a ring on it, or it was the verbal?
No,
one?
I think I haven't accepted anybody's ring like
Before?
Yes,
Okay.
because I don't want a situation whereby you put it on and then I have to take it back. Like you have to take it back because it didn't work. If you're ready, we just go straight to
And the ring
Didn't.
part, do you even give the ring to them, or you keep them and sell it?
I don't even give. I don't receive.
not received
rings.
before, so
yes,
you-
because I'll tell you, I
Okay.
don't do rings.
Yeah.
If indeed you want to embark on this journey with me, you don't need that
Let's go
ring.
straight to the point.
Yes. Don't tie me down, because anybody that sees me knows that
course.
I'm engaged.
Of course.
And then somewhere along the line, something happened, we have to part ways. I can't go back telling people, hey, he has taken his ring, so let's, no.
That would be funny,
So to save myself from that stress, I would prefer we don't do rings.
Okay.
When you're ready, we embark on a journey. See family, move from there, and then
And then you go straight ahead, the weddings, the engagement, and everything. Have more fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me come to Sybil. This quick one before we go into details. Now, is a promise just? Let me see. Is the ring on the finger that makes it a promise? Is it that way, or is it like just by words?
No. The
Which one
ring-
should we
the
take as a
ring
promise?
doesn't confirm
Okay.
whether it's promise or not. Just by words,
Is
you
enough.
telling the person, oh, I would like to marry you, or I want to marry you, it's enough. It's a promise. Because you making that statement is simply like an offer you are making to the person. And if the person takes certain steps, that turns out to be a consideration from the person in response to that offer, meaning the person has accepted the offer. So mere words to the person that you want to marry him or her
Okay.
alone is enough to, I mean, get you or hold you responsible when you violate it or decide to back off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a year limit, or is there must there be some years? Let's say after promising the person, and let's say for instance, just a month after being promised, he decides to let go of you and move on.
It doesn't matter the number of years. If you make a promise to someone today and probably in a week's time you decide to not move on with the promise or deliver on the promise, the person has every right to, sue you.
Interesting.
But what happens in all those things is when you look at other jurisdictions, especially UK, when you look at Section 1 of their Promise to Marriage Act, it's clearly stated that a promise to marry, it does not amount to like let me say, if the person promised you marriage and he or she decide not to, it does not amount to breach of contract that the person have to be, asked to specifically perform that, deliver on that promise.
Okay.
Because when you force the person or you, give a ruling out of that case for specific performance, there is no way in such a situation that how do you expect them to live together? But that is it. So, but the only thing that will, be available for the plaintiff is damage, and probably any properties that you both have done or, put up
Together.
in the course of relationship will be shared among you two or returned fully. And also, when you look at Italy, Germany, and Spain, what they did was, in terms of that, when it happens that way, they will not. The court will not give a ruling of specific performance.
Okay.
But what they do is they calculate the damages, and they know how much or how you have involved in the relationship, and then they look at what the court can, give as damage. Now, in Spain and those three, Italy and Germany, another thing that is a caveat there is that when you do that in public, when you promise the person in public, when you promise the person in writing, and you decide to back off, that one alone, it's even more than just the mere promise that I want, the mere
verbal
word.
one.
Exactly. So when you do it in writing or in public, it becomes official. So that one, they will force you to deliver on it, not just the damage to be given to the person. But when you come to Ghana, what they do is, there is nothing like they have to let you deliver on that promise. And even in Ghana, promise to marry, you taking someone to court for breach of promise to marry, it's a whole lot of issue itself that you have to, handle. Because there are some rulings in Ghana that says a promise to marry does not amount to, a breach that the person have to, deliver on.
Seriously?
Seriously. And one of those cases that brought up, I think,
No matter the properties you have
no matter
together?
the properties you have together. One of those cases that started this whole thing was Jabin and Tego. So actually, the guy traveled to the UK. Before he left, he had a relationship with the girlfriend, which he left. And when he was there, he was writing her, promising her marriage. When he came down, he decided not to move forward. The lady sued for breach of promise to marry, and the court was of the view that she has no evidence. And with the fact that
What about those letters that they were
so what this is
sharing
what, so the lady produced the letter, and the court was of the view that the fact that there is a letter you are using as a proof that he has promised to marry you doesn't mean that your family or both families have accepted his marriage proposal or your marriage proposal.
Oh, does it mean that families have to be
That is
one
what
of the promises?
That is what the ruling of the court was.
Okay.
And also the fact that the guy was writing the letter, he was not there, like in presence of you when he made those promises. So he writing the letter does not amount to him being
making a promise.
Exactly, because he wasn't there in presence.
He was
at
away.
the time. Yes, that was the ruling of the court. But there are subsequent cases that tender verdict around. I think in Efifa and Tego, where that one. So I think what happened was the guy presented the lady with a ring and a Bible.
Okay.
And he has been, bringing up dates for the marriage, and then he would say, oh, something came and let's just. So the lady one day saw him having an affair with another lady, and she decided to move on, but then sued the guy.
Okay.
The guy's argument was that, they are already married because he has presented her with a ring and a Bible, but the court was of the view that no, in our customary marriage, the presentation of a Bible and a ring does not amount to marriage.
at all.
And when you look at the Ghana traditional marital rights, it also does not amount to marriage. So they are not married. Therefore, the courts ruled in favor of the lady who is the plaintiff, and they awarded her, I think, 2,000 cedis for the damages.
2,000.
Then times.
Okay, then.
Then
okay.
times, yeah.
I think this years ago.
2,000.
I love that Irene's expression. Which amount were you expecting for her to receive? Before I come
No,
back to
I think it's the carryings. I thought it was going to be like pounds or
Okay.
something. Since you said UK.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, but
yeah,
like-
because the guy was out.
Oh, so in the UK, we had one which is Frost and Night. What they did, guy did was, the guy promised the lady, that one is anticipatory breach, where
Yeah.
you know that the person has made a promise. But looking at the situation, you know that, Kenny panel, like, on deliver at the time our
Yeah.
promise here.
Yeah.
And I say, the person even breached that promise before the date he or she has given. So what happened was the guy promised the lady that you get married to her when the father is no more. But at a point in time, he decided to, back off. Whilst the father was still alive.
Okay.
So the lady sued the guy, and the court ruled that, yeah, the lady has a case. And they awarded her, I think, like £1 million or so at that
Yeah,
time.
that makes sense.
that's
Like,
right.
that makes
And
sense.
properties that they made, they actually
Okay.
shared for both of them.
Okay.
Because-
So before I go back to Irene, what if you don't have any properties together? Then you don't get anything at all?
What if you don't have any property together, they still give you some damages.
Okay.
So calculating the damage, they look at whether you have a child for him, whether you've been pregnant, whether how the marriage would have benefited you if it had gone on, how your social status and class financially would have changed if the marriage had happened. So they put all those things in calculation. Then they award you some damages. In terms of whether you've given birth, the courts look at it that definitely not every man, probably you may not look attractive to another man whilst you've given birth or whilst you are
Yes.
pregnant. So definitely they have to award you some damages
Okay.
to, if not restitute you to where you were before he met you, at least to get you going somewhere.
All right, that's great. So let's quickly go for a breather. We'll be back to Vibe more. Yeah, so always remember to wash your face with some cold water. It really helps. I do it sometimes, I do wash it, and it keeps your face looking, soothing and well moisturized and all that. It's really good. I know Irene will know more about that. So thanks to Atonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. I beg you, in terms of, being weak and lazy at work, make sure you purchase Atonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. And in fact, I drive in a baby, but not can black, come. I was a gold label natural. Atonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. Echo baby, I bring a be not but don't donate to not now. Make sure you call them on 020-489-8698 or 059-2610998. Atonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink, no limit. Irene, just in case you need more energy, make sure you purchase it, okay? But if you're not 18, please do not drink it. And if you're pregnant or a lactating mother, do not drink Adonko Nest Level Premium Energy Drink. Medasi Baby. Now, welcome back from that short break. Before the break, we were talking about all the law side of it, but I'll go to Irene so we get to talk more about the girlish side to know some of the red flags. Hey, I will marry you. Maybe to that rental car. Some you finana keke your baby or penny baby that should baby die baby. You know that's why he's talking all those things. But how to spot those red flags? We'll talk about it. But quickly, let me ask our law student this question, and then we get right there. Now, talking about the knocking. Is it also as a promise, a form of a promise that the person wants to marry you? Because I know traditionally, Amanakan, I know if you do that, it's a way like in a form of introduction. So let's take, for instance, after a man coming to your family to do the knocking, and he decide or maybe travel and decide not to marry you again, can you sue him? And is there any damages?
Of course you can sue, because mere words for promise and the person deciding not to deliver on that, you can see how much more when you go for knocking.
Yes.
Even in our traditional settings, the traditional laws or the customary laws recognize knocking as part of the marriage process.
Exactly.
So the moment you've taken that particular step by doing the knocking, the person even have, to me, I would say, more weight in suing you than them.
The
Even
verbal
the
one or
verbal
giving
form.
you
Exactly.
the ring in public.
Exactly.
Okay, that's big. Now, thank you. Now, let me go to Irene. I know you've been waiting for this. You know, we young ladies, usually, it looks like, when we get to hear the sweet things, especially when we are of this age that, you know, we feel we are in our late 20s, early 30s, and we want to hear promises of marriage. And then, boom, this nice gentleman, your dream kind of man that you want to settle with. I love the way you're inhaling my words. You know, he finally comes to your door and tells you, oh, Irene, you're so beautiful. You're the woman I would love to be, the mother of my kids, because I love the way you talk, the way you do your thing. So I would love to marry you. Now you start to date and everything, you know, sometimes you even get to do things together. And then boom, just one day, he decides to move on. How would that even make you feel? Let me take it from there.
To start with, disappointed, broken. Yeah, because like you said, this person approached you with a promise,
Exactly.
and you also accepted it, and then you started building your world around the person. You started doing things together, and all of a sudden, I am not doing again from that person. Personally, I'll be disappointed, broken.
Okay.
And since there's a law,
You go to the law side anyway. Now, what are some of the signs that, you know, we should watch out? Since you have experienced them before, what are some that we should watch out in relationships? Some petty things that we should watch out when this men make these promises to us that they will marry us. And, you know, we can keen to see that, okay, he's not being serious of his words. What are some of those petty characters that he will exhibit for you to know that, though he said it, but he might even break his promise, or, you know, not take it serious.
inconsistency from his side, and when he tried acting too good, too perfect.
Oh, really?
Yes, too perfect. Like, and then started using blackmailing you emotionally.
Okay.
If you don't do this, then I'm not marrying you. If you don't do this, I am not doing that. If you're not doing this, then I'm over. No marriage. Yes, a major red.
Wow. Did you know that? Please send in some of your comments if you have experienced it before, so that we all get to learn. We are live on Facebook at ETV Ghana, so drop them there. You know, some people are watching, and then I'll also go there and read. We are all learning and, you know, doing this vibe together. Okay, so drop in right there, and then we'll also get to read them. Interesting. I didn't even know that when men are being perfect, that's a red flag.
Yes, too perfect. I mean, no one is perfect. In a relationship, I'm supposed to see you at your lowest. You're supposed to see me at my lowest. See how we both handle each other at our lowest. That's what makes us better people, compatible. But if every time it's you, you're perfect, you're too good, you don't make any mistakes, it's like everything is on point, I'll just take my heels off and, you know, yes, for my life, I need to do that.
To move on.
Yes.
Interesting. Did you know that, Simon? It's my first time because I thought when he's being perfect, that's when he's serious.
Because there's no perfect being.
Okay.
No matter what, you can't be perfect. So in a relationship, two people coming from different background, coming together to, embark on a journey.
Yeah.
I mean, you have your
Rough days
and I also have mine. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like talking to your own family.
It happens.
Yes. So if you're too perfect, not too perfect, if you're perfect, that's the word. If you're perfect, like everything is on point.
Yeah.
He knows what to say at what time. He doesn't even make mistakes. I've not seen him going down like broken. We are human. We have our bad days, our good days, and all I see is good. So what happens when somewhere along the line,
Okay.
there's a bad day? How are you going to handle it? How are you going to suck it in? Because I always say this, in relationship, challenges makes the journey better, stronger. That is the bonding. How we're able to overcome each challenges in the relationship. But if it's too perfect, I mean, one person is too perfect, then I don't know. I don't want that relationship. I want to learn. I want to unlearn. I want to grow. So
Okay.
if I am not getting that vibe, I am not doing that relationship. No matter the promise.
What if he's being so caring? This is a man that
No,
loves you,
there's
wants
a
to marry
difference between caring and acting up.
Okay.
Acting perfect. Some people know what to say at what time. It's their calling.
Okay.
And at some, no matter what, they'll still make a mistake. That is when you have to, if you're not smart enough, you wouldn't know this.
Okay.
And this is something your gut feeling will tell you. Maybe you all you do is focus on the good things that you're enjoying and not the little detail. It's the little things for me.
Okay.
Because I'm human. How will he handle me when I'm at my lowest? Sometimes your lowest can be a dangerous sickness. How will he take it? How will he treat you?
Okay.
Some people change after childbirth. If this is too perfect, I mean, if this gentleman is a perfect gentleman and he wants to have a perfect woman, no matter what, you shouldn't change, I am not doing. So I want to see the negative side of you. I want to see you when you're not so high, when you're not all sweet and, caring.
Being you.
That
being
is
yourself.
it. Yes. So if I'm unable to manage you, then we can, part ways beautifully. Because
forget about the problem.
you forget about the promise. Sometimes it's for your own sanity. Sometimes it's for your own. It's not now. I always say this. It's not every relationship that it's supposed to end in marriage.
Okay.
Some are to prep us for marriage.
Okay.
You get to learn one or two and you move on. So I have no issues if my relationship with someone just hit the rock.
Okay.
It's for the best. I'd rather have a broken relationship than a broken marriage.
Okay. Now, Sybil, put the law side aside and let me ask you this one. Be the girl. Now, I want you to know, have you been promised before?
Of course.
And did they fulfill or are they fulfilling? Or there are some that have moved on?
Oh, well, I'll say, I don't know whether to say I'm fortunate or
Okay.
I don't know, because I don't want to sound too, blessed.
Okay.
Exactly. I don't want to
I
sound
know,
too-
right?
I get you.
So, I have gotten into just one person
Oh, wow.
who
Promised you?
promised,
And you're on your way to
failed.
the promised
and we are
land?
Yes.
Okay,
wow,
still
lucky
there.
you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is what I can say. So I would say yes, I have been promised. And not before, but I have been promised.
Okay.
And I'm still in it.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
And I know the
Congrats.
promised man. He's my main man. Yo, he understands it. He understands it. Anyway. Yeah, so, but I'll mention his name. Not now. You know him,
No, no, no.
You want to know, eh?
No,
She's trying to be a
no.
sellout. She's trying to be a sellout.
So not now. Maybe the wedding day, and
Yes,
I will make
yes,
it
we'll
official.
make it official.
Oh, interesting. He's a showbiz personnel.
Oh,
I'm giving you a
please.
little, just a little.
This
clue.
one that you have gone there.
No, but I didn't mention no, Anna. Let me say hello
It's a
to my
secret,
main
yeah, what
man.
can you do?
I'll mention your name later. He's doing great. Now let's come back to those men breaking their promises. What do we ladies do that makes these men decide to break up with us after promising us? You see, some of the men, they will be serious with their words. You know, there was one guy that saw me, was like, Mercy B, you are my wife. That day I was even kidding. But he took it serious and was like, you are the one I'll marry. I was just, you know, playing just around. And just as Sybil said, maybe I was just lucky and hello, we are moving on. It happened. But there were some who promised that, I only saw their pictures flying on social media, pre-wedding pictures.
Whoa.
I cried my eyes out like Pepe, but it's fine. I've moved on way long.
Okay.
What do you think we do wrong that makes these men break their promises? Because there are some of them that really mean their promises. But, you know, in moving along with the ladies, they try to back up.
Yeah, personally, I mean, from personal experience,
Of course.
sometimes you tend to assume he's just kidding. He's one of those guys. So
Okay.
let me just play along.
Okay.
And then when a guy or a man realize all this while you're not taking him serious or whatever you guys had was just a thing for you, it will discourage him. He will want to move on. Yeah, so I think some of the mistakes are from our past experience, still holding on to the fact that
we
all
back
guys
our
are the
old,
same.
yeah.
But until you treat everybody you meet, I mean, every guy that comes your way with a clean mind, we won't have
A
this.
fresh page,
Yeah, fresh
I
page.
think.
Let's say I'm not carrying any
Old
pieces from
wahala.
yes to, and it's not our fault because we don't have time to heal. You know, it's not our fault. So when you're damaged over and over and over again, it's like you're tired. You don't even want to
Yeah.
get healed. Like, okay, let me just deal with the new me. This is the new me. Anybody that comes, I just give it to the person. I'm not down for anybody.
Another.
Yes, in terms of commitment. But if we should take our time to heal from whatever past trauma we have with our relationship, we will be able to manage the new ones. And most of these guys that are serious, because it's not all guys that want to play you. Not everybody that comes your way want to, you know, mess with your feelings.
Yeah.
But somehow along the line, our actions, our attitude will just put them in that position. So I think we should check ourselves.
Okay. What will you add up? Well,
So,
some of the things that you think we do that, you know, makes this men back up.
just as you said, most of the times we don't get healed, but sometimes there is one thing that we don't really pay attention to.
What is that one?
I would say most ladies go into relationship looking at how their parents,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
looking
a
at
factor.
how
they
their
used to.
mother or their father, the history of their parents. So probably in the house, the mother and the father never had a good relationship. She grew up with that. Nobody taught her how to handle it. She never got any help in terms of counseling. She will take it along.
Okay.
Getting into relationship, she's probably she has experienced, witnessed friends around or family members around
Yeah.
having a bad relationship. It's like she has been kind of erected some sort of wall, defensive wall around herself. So you being a man, you will come. Probably she might get there and be like, okay, I'm of age, let me give it a try. She will try, but she's not coming with that wall broken. That wall is still there. So whatever, before you, the man would do something, she has already thought for you.
Yeah.
Probably, oh, maybe this thing has happened to my mom or my dad.
before.
So it is possible it will happen here. So then
Tries to behave just the way her mom did.
exactly.
Forgetting this is another person and not
Another
your dad.
person and not your dad.
It's also a factor.
So all this thing comes up,
Yeah.
and then it brings this idea to the mom. Maybe she's not the one. So let me move on.
He will
But
get fed up.
exactly
along the line.
along the line. But for me, I would advise the guys. I know it might not, the ladies will not be happy with it, but that's the truth. Please, when you are going into the relationship, if you want to get married to the person as a man, knowing very well now that there is a law that can award damage to the person or whoever that breaks that promise,
Yeah.
please, when you are going, have it well in your mind. Yes, I want to get married to her,
Okay.
but please keep it to yourself.
Ah.
I am I'm telling you the truth.
Sylvia, this one, dear, we will all
No.
fight you. Do you mean they shouldn't promise us?
No,
Those
I am
promises.
not saying they shouldn't promise you.
Okay.
You have a beautiful relationship.
Good.
So when the guy is certain about you that I want to settle down with you, okay, he has made his plans. I want to. So you can talk about marriage. So how do you like? When do you intend getting married? Do you see us settling together? When do you see us? Like when do you think we can settle down? The guy, you can gather all those information. Keep it and know that okay, she's ready to get married. At this time, when I tell her I want to marry her, she's ready. We can move on. So at the time you gather all those information and you are ready, you just okay. I've been asking you about marriage and this thing. We've been having this relationship for. I want us to settle down.
But
And by then you
assurance,
have
the
gathered-
promise is an assurance. So
Yes, so by then you have gathered every information needed. Then when you tell her that, you already know she's ready to settle down. Then you can move on to the family. That one, there is nothing like, okay, I am promising you today. We are looking at the future.
Together.
And it didn't happen. And somebody have to take you on.
I think that assurance makes us serious in the relationship.
No, if an
But
assurance
let me
of
not break
marriage
you.
will
Let's
make
quickly
you
watch our
serious.
voice pop, and when we come back, we get to talk about the assurance because these promises. When you get them, now you get something be like exactly like the organ madam, and you start to do everything right. Anyway, let's watch this voice pop. We went to the street to ask people about what they think about a breach of promise in marriage. We'll be back. Let's watch this.
You can't sleep with me for years and later, like you promise to marry me, then later you disappoint me or just go free like that. Yes, and I can't let you go scot-free just like that because you wasted my time and later you are saying, yeah, you are like you can't marry me again. Yes, so I can't let you go scot-free like that.
I think men breach promises they promise to women to marry them because when a man sees a woman for the first time and he's interested in the woman, everything he says is based on his interest or his initial interest. But as he succeeds in wooing the woman and gets to know the woman, things about the woman, he doesn't like, influence his decision whether or not he's going to be able to handle that and proceed to marry her, or whether he's going to cut his losses and find somebody else. So I think the reason why men breach the promise that they promise to women after they get to know the woman is because of certain things that they see in the woman that they don't find comfortable to live with, or maybe they find it.
Every promise can be broken except the promise with Christ. So if he tells me he's going to marry me and it fails, maybe God is taking me out from a pit which I shouldn't fall in. So I'm not going to sue him for that.
If the relationship has been more advantageous to him, like I've spent a lot in it, and he just wants to breach the promise, of course I'll sue him to take whatever I deserve. But if it was a mutual understanding, we all lost, we all gained, then I don't see the need to. So if I've spent much on him to make him whoever he is, then of course I have to sue him, because I can't suffer for someone else to come and just take my position.
Yes, welcome back. So interesting. And then I love the kind of comments out there. And I saw one presenter in the Westin. He's a man. And then I loved his comments, talking about the fact that I think he was on the same line with Irene, talking about the fact that some of the things that we ladies do along the line, drags the men away. Let me quickly go to Irene to, listen to her opinion about the force pops, what people shared out there.
There is nothing to take away from what they said.
Wow.
Everything they said is the truth.
Okay.
But let me add one thing. It's not just the ladies who can sue the men.
So the men too can sue
The men
us.
can sue the ladies.
It's
In fact, they can
either
sue
ways.
us. If you promise us and we break it, we decide not to marry, you can go to court and sue us. It's not just us suing them. No. The law is not just made for
No,
the
but
ladies.
hold on. No. So let's say here the promise came from the man.
Yeah.
He promised to marry
He
you.
promised to marry me.
Yes.
But I broke the promise.
Okay.
Because when you promised, that's why we call
When he
something
promised, you
offer and
accepted.
acceptance. So the promise
For you to
becomes an
accept.
offer. And for me to accept, say, yes,
You
I'll
also
marry
marry
you.
him.
So when I break it, the guy can sue me.
So
That's why
a case.
I don't know. Yeah. Uganda recently, they passed, there was a ruling on a particular case that the taxi driver took care of the lady, and when she was done, she told the taxi driver he's not his class.
You're not my class anymore.
So the guy
What
took
happened?
took her to court, and the court awarded ruled that the lady should refund every bit of money spent on her from the day they met till the day she decided to break up the relationship. So it's not just the ladies that can sue the men.
You think that's fair?
And that's fair, very fair.
But during the relationship, a lot happened though.
A lot happened, but the guy never broke the promise.
It's a win-win
You
thing,
broke the
so-
promise. So if you break the promise, you take responsibility for
For it.
the outcome of the.
Interesting. Wow, I'm enjoying the vibe today, and is a lot too much for me. Go on Facebook at ETV Ghana, please drop down your comments right there. If you would love to sue a man that promised of marriage to you, will you be able to? I mean, how many ladies will even be able to in Ghana here? You know, it happens a lot. The men promise the women, we accept, and then, you know, it happens that one would decide to move on. And just as the case that Sibel mentioned, hey, because of Baba Coco, she hairdressing, she has a school. Oh, you are not so. You are not my class. You are not on my level. I don't know which class or which level. I don't get it.
Yeah. It happened, and I think
It's serious issue.
It's high time we accept that it's not every man
Okay.
that will earn more than the woman.
Okay.
Okay, the fact that you are, yes, it's a high time we
Yeah.
accept that.
And even for him to take you to school, he was
Yeah,
investing in
he
you,
was
so you moved
it.
together.
I mean, because sometimes it's not every project you want to invest in. Maybe he knows if he should go back to school, he wouldn't make it like the way you will if he should invest in you. So women should accept that it's okay to, I don't know the level though. They are talking about the class and the level.
Yeah.
It's okay to be earning more than your partner. You guys can still have
And you also have to
a
support.
peaceful relationship. Like, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I always say this. The only thing you have to be doing is praying to God
Yeah.
or to the universe, whatever you believe in, that you get the grace not to allow your money to take over you as a woman. And then also you find yourself a man that will not be jealous of your standard or your level. It's okay.
All right, on that note, we'll take a break. We'll be back to Vibe. Yes, welcome back. So quickly, let me talk to you about the delicious shito in town. I love, enjoy it every single day, every single time. Pacho, enya umu kakra, bakakra. In fact, anything that you can enjoy with shito, make sure you purchase Chana shito. The only shito that you can get mushrooms in it. In fact, on that you can get terms of meat, you can get, if you want fishes, shrimps, everything in there, and it is so nice in package. Like, in fact, and the student lawyer, Mama Chanashito knows Irene, when you're going, please, I'll give you one of the Chanashito key so that you can enjoy at home. When you get visitors and everything, make sure you give them some. Don't eat it alone, though. So that they can also purchase. Please, for bulk purchase, you can also call them and get to sell. If you need any job, if you're a lady, now you need to equip yourself. You know, you need to be an entrepreneur. Be busy and make some money for yourself. Just call Tanashito and she'll serve you some with just least amount of money. And you become an entrepreneur and own yourself, okay? So call her on 0244 448 180 or 02409 744 61. Chana Shito. And you can also follow her on social media at Chana Shito. CHAANASHITO. That's Chana Shito for you, okay? All right, so let's come back to the conversation of today. Today we are talking of breach of promise to marry. If a man has promised you of marriage and he decides to end that promise by moving on or even deciding to let you go, and we've now gotten to know that there are some of, you know, things that we ladies do that makes this man back out. Now let's get to know things that we do to keep this man to fulfill their promises. Sylvia, what do we do? What should we do now?
For me,
What should we do
I
to
would not
keep
say
them?
there is any formula for a lady to
To
keep,
keep
a man. I would not say there is any formula.
Okay.
Because, sorry to say, there are men, no matter what you do,
He'll
if they
always
don't
be a
want
man.
you, they will always be a man. And sorry, and behave like a boy.
Mm.
Yeah.
So no matter what you do, it will not keep them. It will not keep them. But sometimes what will work more for us is to work on ourselves as women or as ladies. Know our worth. If you are there and you know it's not working, as far as the person hasn't promised you marriage, it's their relationship. You can sit down and break up the relationship amicably.
And move
Don't
on.
force yourself to be in trying to make it work out. Get yourself stressed, and at
Okay.
the end of the day, if anything bad comes out of it, you as a woman is going to be the one to carry that, and then you carry it to the next person, and it will be a burden for
Yeah.
that person. So we should just know our worth as women in relationship, because there is no perfect or no formula to keep a man.
Okay.
You can just do your best and hope and pray that he is that person who is God-fearing. That's all.
The God-fearing factor. Irene, should we always cry to God to keep the man, or there are ways to go by keeping the man?
Since I'm a Christian, let me quote the Bible.
Okay.
There are times you have to apply faith,
Okay.
and there are days you have to apply wisdom.
Okay.
So it's not always about running to God for directions. Sometimes you have to apply wisdom.
Okay.
Like my lawyer said, if it's not working, you just leave.
Okay.
But the basic things that we all know that will work in the house, I mean, in a relationship, it's respect, mutual respect, communication.
Okay.
Whatever the situation is, let's talk about it. Let's try and fix it.
Okay.
Respect. Work on yourself. Before the relationship, you have your personal life.
Yeah.
Make sure you're working on yourself. I mean, your personal goals. I'm doing same. If all those things are in place, the relationship will work.
It'll work well.
That's the basic things. But aside that, it's really a man who wants to make it work that will work, or a woman who wants her relationship to work that will work.
But can't you let him stay? They always say
No,
it's
you
only a
can't.
man who wants to stay
No,
that
you
will stay.
can't.
Can't
That
you
is
let him
it. You
stay after
can't
the
let-
promise?
It's only a
no,
man
no,
that
no.
wants to stay
That's
that will
it.
stay.
Yes.
You can do the cleaning, you can do whatever. You
And
sorry
you
to
are
say, you
amazing,
can
though.
give all the rounds. But if a man is not there to stay,
He will
there
not
is
stay.
nothing you do for him to stay. Same with women. If she's not ready to stay, there is nothing you do for her to
Yeah.
stay.
She will not be satisfied with anything.
Not
you
at
do.
all.
Yeah.
So if you see it that it's not working, don't stress don't give yourself problem.
Okay.
Emotional problem, mental problem. Just sit down, resolve it amicably. Let
Apply
each
wisdom
other
and
go.
leave.
But let's say some ladies say after spending 10 years, 5 years with the man, and then just a day he will come and say, I'm moving. Is it not so hurtful?
Yeah, it is.
In that aspect, it's very hurtful because to you as a woman, you know very well you are doing everything possible.
Yeah.
That is the communication, doing the
The
respect
basic
must
things.
be
Exactly.
Yeah.
for no matter your level, your age, whatever it is. No, human being itself are supposed to respect each other. Even if I meet a little kid here right now, I'm supposed to respect that child because before me being an elderly
adult, you
person,
were
an
there.
adult, I'm a human.
Okay. Okay.
So I need to give that human being
Respect.
the respect. So it's hurtful when the man doesn't tell you anything, what you did wrong, what is not right, and then he just gets up and say, I am not.
Some won't even tell you.
Some
You'll
won't-
just see
they'll
them
just
in
ghost
in
you.
the next relationship.
They'll
Personal
just ghost you.
experience.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They'll just
personal
ghost you.
experience. I was with this man when I was in 20s, he's 30.
Okay.
And we dated for 9 years. I don't want to use the
For
word
9 years?
Yes, burger. I don't want to use the word burger, but
Okay,
he was
so
based
he was outside. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a distance relationship.
It was a distance
Okay.
relationship, but I do see him almost every year or two, and then you get your monthly allowance, all the goodies, everything
Yeah,
that comes
they
with
all
it.
come.
Family knows that somebody, so you can't even mess around. You know.
That one is the assurance.
There.
Because you know everything is
And
working
then
and you feel you're there.
this dude, yeah, anytime we're talking, he goes like, Irene, I want you to come over, but I'm scared. All these white people, they will take you away from me. And I thought it was just a mere
Saying it.
talk. Like, you know, after 9 years, I noticed he got,
Married to
I mean,
another person.
forgive me
Okay.
for, I'm not trying to belittle anybody,
Okay.
but he saw an apprentice, that's a hairdresser apprentice,
Okay.
got her pregnant. There was like, I'm helping her, got her pregnant, and then took her away.
Leaving you here.
Reason is, I'm not humble, like, she's that person that, you know, you can
Tame her
her
down.
down and, you know, and then 2 years after she being exposed to the system over there, showed him pepper, and now do this on my neck, like,
Want to come back.
no, you're not. We're not doing this again.
You see,
we're
after
not
9
doing-
good years,
Yes,
he
but
didn't
in-
cherish that and went in for another lady.
And his reason is, I don't know if it's a thing to look good, or I don't know. But most guys
Use
tend to,
that as an
like,
excuse.
yes, like, you're too good. Like, you have men coming at you. See,
Is it wrong to look good?
so if that's it, I can't go about looking how, like, somehow.
Irene, I wish we could talk more on this
Yeah,
topic,
right.
but our time is almost, you know,
Yeah,
is hitting on. I know you have a program coming up, so quickly, you know, just a little information.
Yeah, Awema Festival on the 10th of April at Osu Sierra Leone. Yes, it's a festival for vendors, free for the general public. Just come and patronize all these vendors you see on IG. Most of them, you know, due to the scam here and there, we decided to put this festival together, whereby vendors will come and display their goods and services at a discount price.
Okay.
But the public is free. All you have to do is just load your wallet, bring some cash, and buy all the goodies you want to buy. And also, if you are a vendor and you want to participate, yeah, you can call this number 0243438196 to book your stand.
Okay. Thank you, Irene, for coming. I know it was
Don't
a short
mention.
notice, but, you know, for
Okay.
coming,
Yeah, I have to
really
be here.
I know,
for you.
right?
Yeah.
That's a sweet friend. Thank you.
Don't mention.
Sibel, you know, our time is up. We are going. Your final words, but make this your final word. The process. We want to know the process to go to the court to sue the men after wasting our time.
Of course, you should also know that the men can also sue you. So if you are saying to sue the men,
They
I
can
mean,
also
men,
sue.
you can also sue us.
Okay.
So I'm telling you this.
Okay. So
It's not about us. So the process, before, when you want to sue someone, you have to get a lawyer, either private or public. If you don't have money to pay one, you
Okay.
can go to the public lawyers.
okay.
That's the legal aid. Then you tell them what the problem is. They will, go to court, get the writ, and then serve it on the whoever you want to
All right, so
serve it.
thank you. Chana says we should say thank you for coming. So
Thank you
this
very
delicious Chana Shito for you.
Oh, before, Mercy, now I'm into Kente.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, so that means you have to book a stand.
So book is
we-
done.
we-
When is the program? I'll book
It's-
that
it's-
stand.
it's
So
the Monday.
It's Silo Collection.
Okay, on social
Yeah,
media.
on social
All right,
media.
thank you. Irene, this is also from Chana Shito.
Thank
Saying
you.
thank you for coming on Girl Vibes.
you.
And on that note, I'll say good night to you. My name is Mercy B, the Akufi Princess. Thanks to my crew, from Auntie Mary, my director John. Auntie Mary, thank you for assisting us, okay? Rashida, yes, my sweet producer. I know everything will be fine and you'll be back, okay? To my son, who is also my official photographer, Jeffrey, will be taking more pictures after this, and I'll put them on my social media wall. Follow me at MercyBGH on Instagram. Kafidi. Hey, the only man who disturbs me too much in this house. And Johnny John, thank you. Have a good night. And thank you for watching Girl Vibes. And vote for me for Social Media Excellence Awards and also for Folkless Media Awards, okay? Come on my wall and vote for me. I appreciate you for watching Girl Vibes. Have a good night.